Hi, this is Stephen here from Share Navigator with our short-term stock trade ideas. So these are companies that we've screened the market for. They have been unloved in recent times for whatever reason, but are fundamentally sound quality companies. And we're looking for short-term rebounds on these. Some of the stocks we also put into our longer-term portfolio too. So let's start off with stocks that we bought recently. Alaska Airlines was one of them. You can see yesterday at one stage the stock was up 5% and then it kind of finished flat. So Delta Airlines came out in the pre-market yesterday with their earnings, and their earnings beat expectations easily. And I suppose throughout the day, the Alaska sold off because the client base of Delta will be slightly different. And there's this big argument or at the moment between analysts whether a weaker consumer in the US is going to hurt some of the domestic airlines. So that will remain to be seen when earnings comes up. We'd be very positive on the stock. And if earnings come in line with expectations, we'd expect that stock to pop. And likewise, it can drop also. But longer term, we still believe that this will be a company we'd be happy to hold on to. So we're not going to do anything with Alaska Airlines. Again, our short-term target is 55. For people who want to hold it for a longer term, up to $68 is where we would hold it. Flutter has made a nice comeback for us as well. That's another stock trade on the London Stock Exchange. We bought into it down here somewhere, and it dropped substantially since we bought it, and then it's recovered. So we're actually up on the stock now since we're only up marginally, and we're still going to hold it, and we're going to trade it up to about 20,500 on the UK Stock Exchange. So we're holding Flutter as well. So up again today. Nice to see this making higher highs at this moment in time. Can it migrate there to around the 200-day moving average, which is where we plan to exit? We've added 3 new stocks, and one I like for a specific reason. So let's talk about it straight away, which is Schlumberger. Schlumberger, if you look at this, it's been rolling pretty much sideways now since, for quite some time now, since early this year. And if you actually benchmark that against crude oil prices, you will see that crude oil is pretty much doing the exact same thing. So Schlumberger is pretty much acting in tandem with crude oil. And the reason, obviously, for those of you that don't know what Schlumberger do, they provide pretty much the equipment and the know-how in a lot of the refineries for drilling for oil. So obviously, when oil prices are higher, refineries are going to drill more and have more demand for Schlumberger services, etc. And when oil prices are low, the demand is lower. But you can see here we're trending sideways. So if you believe oil prices are actually going to jump, or not even jump, just kind of keep rolling between $60 and $65, that's a trade you could actually apply with Schlumberger as a stock. Plus, you're getting paid, if you ended up hanging on to Schlumberger, I think it pays a dividend of over 3%. So, for example, you buy down here and you sell up here. That's as simple as that with Schlumberger. So I like this rolling pattern. This is exactly what we want to see. There's probably a small bit more left in it to the downside. It's impossible to call an absolute bottom in this. So if it does fall, it could fall down, let's say, to 32. It's at 33 at the moment. My own view will be I'll be happy to take a position in this now. Probably will buy it later on today when the US market's open, or even on Monday. So that's Schlumberger, and pretty much just traded up here to $35. So you're making about 5-6% on that. The other one we've added is Domino's Pizza. You can see here that's come back to a support area as well. So we like this setup here. We don't like the lower lows all the time, so we'd like that to stop first, preferably. But again, talking about trading that up to like 429, it's currently at 405. So you're talking about like a 5% gain there, and that just trading it up here to pretty much the 20-day moving average. So we could see a little bit of a bounce on that. Now we've got earnings coming up. You got to be mindful of that early next week. And then the final one we've added is Verizon. Again, it's come to a support area. Verizon is a big dividend player. Has been on a significant rally for quite some time, but is taking a bit of a breather now at this moment in time. So pretty much traded sideways there for the last number of months between where it is now and $44. And we'd look to trade it up to 43 if we did buy it. So that's another one we do like, but just be careful of this one. If we don't hold where we are now, we're more than likely going to go down to 39. So just need to be wary of that. Then stocks that were already in our watch list. We spoke about Wetherspoons that we wanted to trade it up to this downtrend line. We wanted the lower lows to stop. They've stopped, but I'd like a better entry point, so I'm going to wait. Meta was one we were going to pull the trigger on yesterday, but it jumped on us. So, pretty much I'm still going to wait for that to hit $700. And if it hits $700, we'll take a position in Meta. So we're not ready to trade Meta yet. And GoDaddy is one of those that's kind of just meandering around sideways here. I think that probably is tradable up to this 141 mark. So that's like about 5-6% up to there. And then we've got MGM and Caesars, both pretty much do the same thing, similar things. And again, Caesars has come to a support area, as has MGM. So we like both of those. We might consider placing a trade on those. We were waiting on MGM to stop making lower lows, which it did yesterday for the first day. We'll see how trading goes today. So out of all of those, we're sticking with Alaska and Flutter. MGM, we might consider buying. Meta, we're going to wait for a pullback. Wetherspoons, we're waiting for a pullback. And probably Schlumberger is a trade we like at this minute in time, along with Domino's and Verizon. So we will let you know if we go ahead and place those trades. Okay, this is Stephen with some short-term trading ideas. Thanks and bye for now.